Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are on page 173, and our objective is, today I will add by using the number line strategy. So today I will add by using the number line strategy. Okay, so this is the third strategy that we're going to be practicing so far. We've done dry picture strategy. We used our place value strategy, and today we're using our number line strategy. So let's look at our vocabulary. What we see first is counting on using the number line. So we see an example of 32 plus 54. And what they say is decompose 32 into 10 plus 10 plus 10, because that's 3 tens, which is 30, and then 2 more. So then they show us an example. And I'll show you this as well, friends. But so they have 54. They took their larger addend and put it first. And then they added 32 to it. They added 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 2. Here they added 32, but they did a giant jump of 30 instead of 3 little jumps of 10, 10, and 10. So I will show you both of those in a little bit more detail. They also remind us about our commutative property, which means we can add in any order. So we usually want to start with our largest addend when we're adding. Okay, our steps today say we're going to write the larger addend at the beginning of the number line. Then we're going to decompose the smaller addend, and we're going to count on the number of tens and then count on the number of ones. Okay, so I'm going to follow these steps very closely, boys and girls. So as I'm working, you might want to look at these steps with me. Okay, I'm going to get started on my first problem. And my first problem looks like this. It's 40 plus 32. 40 plus 32. Okay, so my first step says I'm going to write the larger addend at the beginning of the number line. So if I look at my two addends, my larger addend is 42. Now they didn't give me a number line, so I can just draw one. Okay. So now that I have my number line, it says I'm going to write my larger addend at the beginning of the number line. So my larger addend is 40. Okay, now I'm going to look at my second addend and I'm going to decompose it. I'm going to decompose it. So I can say that I have ones and tens. So I have what? I have 3 tens, so I have 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 2 ones. Oops, I'm sorry, friends, that's not showing up very well there. Let me write it in a different marker. Okay, plus 2 ones. So what they want me to do now is I'm going to count on my tens first. So I'm going to say 40. What happens if I add 10 to 40? 40 plus 10 is 50. And I'm going to add another 10 and I get 60. But I have 3 tens to add, so I have to add one more 10 and I get 70. So I added 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, and then they want me to add 2. That's going to be a smaller jump, just to add 2. So plus 2 would be 70 plus 2 is 72. And this is my sum then. That's where I would end up. Okay, so that time I did little jumps. I also could have done it a little bit different. I'm going to show you a different way I could have done this problem. And boys and girls, I just realized I'm writing in a green pen and you don't have this problem. Miss Munoz should have been using a red pen this whole time. I'm sorry for that, friends. Okay, so I'm going to do the same idea. I'm going to do, my first step says I'm going to write the larger addend at the beginning of my number line, which is 40. My second step says I'm going to decompose this number. So this time I'm going to decompose it a little different. So my number is 32, which means I have 2 ones and 3 tens. So 3 tens is 30, plus 2 ones is 2. So this time what I can do is I can do a big jump of 30. So I can say 40 plus 30 equals what? 40 plus 30 equals 70. And then I can do a little jump of plus 2. 70 plus 2 equals 72, and that would be my sum. So this time I did 3 smaller jumps, and this time I did 1 large jump of 30. Okay, let's see another one of these. Here is my next one. Okay, my next one is 14 plus 25. 14 plus 25. Okay, so my first step says write the larger addend at the beginning of the number line. So my larger addend's 25. Let's make my number line, and let's put a 25 there. My second step says to decompose my smaller addend. So 14 is equal to 110, which is 10, plus 4 ones. So I could do a jump of 10. So I could say 25 plus 10 would be 35. And then I could make a jump of 4. And I could count on that. I could say 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. If I added 4 to that, I would get 39. And that is my sum, 39. This time there's not a different way to do it because I only had 1 10. So I really can't do it a different way. Okay, let's try some of these together, boys and girls. We're on page 174. And here's our first one. Our first one. Okay, and our first step says that they want us to write the larger addend, which would be 42, at the bottom of our number line. And they already did that for us. Okay, now they want us to decompose our second addend. So let's write 24. And let's put our place values on top. 24 means I have 4 ones and 2 tens. So I have 2 tens, 10 plus 10, 2 of them, plus 4. So if I was to now move on my number line, I could say 42 plus 10. What's 42 plus 10 more? That would be 52. But then we have another 10. So let's move another 10 and say plus 10. 52 plus 10 is 62. And then we have a 4 to add, plus 4. So I could use my count on for this and say I have 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. So my sum is 66. Now we could have done this one a little different, and they don't give us room for it, but I want us to try this. So we're going to make our own number line on this line, ladies and gentlemen. On that line, I want you to trace it. And we're going to do this a different way, just so we can see another way to do it. Okay, instead of taking 24 and decomposing it this way, we could have decomposed it a little bit differently. We could have said I have 2 tens, which is 20, plus I have 4 ones. So then, when I start with my larger addend of 42, instead of making a jump of 10 and a jump of 10, I could have made one big jump of 20. So 42 plus 20. Well, then let's go 42, 52, 62. So I could get 62. And then I would add 4 because I added the 20, and now I'm going to add the 4, and I still get 66. Oh, friends, I don't know why I put a 64 there. Let's cross that off and make sure you have a 66. Miss Munoz is making mistakes today. I apologize for that. Make sure you have a 66. I had our right sum here, but we put the wrong one there. So those are 2 different ways I could do it. Okay, let's look at our next one. And this time we have 14 plus 63. Okay, so step 1 is we put our larger add-in at the beginning of our number line. And they've already done it for us. Step 2 is we take our smaller add-in and we decompose it. So 14 means I have 1 10 and 4 ones. So 14 is the same as 10 plus 4. Okay, so then I'm going to do 63 plus 10. So 63 plus 10 would be 73. And then 73 plus 4, so I could say 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. So our sum is 77. Okay, thank you for being so flexible today with my mistakes. Have a wonderful day, boys and girls. Bye-bye.